Yo, 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 it's your boy Jay Dunn. Look, you are on Content Creator University. You finally made it. It's live right now. So stay right here because it's about to be crazy. Let's go.
JP, like your production is amazing. I love your show.
Thank you,
And
sir.
I'm just so happy that finally able to make this happen and be on your show. And like I wish you the very, very best, man. All the best. You're gonna have an amazing, amazing 2022.
I am impressed. Having a little bit of envy with your production. So well put together. And I love the value that you're delivering, the questions that you focus on. And I know that you are just trying to get amazing content out to people who are trying to improve and learn and grow every single day.
I am beyond words, man. The level of professionalism here, it's high, bro. It's high. And the good thing is that this is something that you have near to your heart. I can tell that you're very passionate of what you do. I can tell that you take this very serious, and I love it, man, because it reflects in your professionalism outside. So what people see, it's you, man. It's the real you. It's the passion that you have. It's the poise. It's definitely something to admire. So I am really learning a lot about your production value, and I'm definitely taking some tips for myself.
Where to start? Like mind blowing emoji. Where is it? Just put the graphic up, okay? The designers put that mind blowing emoji right there over my face. This was so awesome. I truly like the energy is amazing. Being backstage, listen, you gotta get on the show just to be backstage. And the conversation with JP, right? It's really enriching. All silliness aside, I'm a clown, but it's really enriching. I mean, these conversations are thought provoking. The topics, the expertise that you bring from your tech background, the experience that you bring from your guest background, how they just integrate is so beautiful because people are literally able to walk away with something that they can use, not just consume. Because we can be real good at consuming stuff and doing nothing with it. But the content creators allows people to walk away. They got the information. Now they can take the next natural step. It was palatable. It's tangible. It's actionable. This has been awesome.
The Content Creator University is the one-stop shop for you to learn about technology, where you as a content creator can learn on how to create content, how to create videos, how to promote videos, and how to bring that engagement that we also lack sometimes.
All right, today we're talking about something that is dear to my heart that we need as business owners. We need to care about is this right here, how to, get more clients, how to get more clients. That is very, very important. But first of all, we need to understand a couple of things, family. We need to understand that your social media, it is not your portfolio. Well, folks, I'm about to lay some truth on us today, right? I'm about to break some things down so that we can grow, because there are certain things that I see happen in the professional space that shouldn't be happening, right? If we want to grow our clientele. So shout out to you, Charles Jackson. I appreciate you joining us right here in the show. So one thing you need to understand that today we have a lot of social media platforms, right? We have YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, you name it. There's so many platforms today. So many of them that we have. Well, here's the deal, family. Not everybody have a specific platform. So let me break something down for you. Here you are, and this is sad because as an employer myself, right? Whenever we have a big project and we want to put a beat out there, we're trying to get more hands-on to help us with the project in case we are not able to handle it with our in-house team. And I'm looking for folks. What I get is most of the time, a lot of folks will provide their Instagram. If they're a photographer, they'll provide their Instagram as their portfolio, or their social media page or something like that as their portfolio. Now, here's the thing. It is good. It is a good thing to have your page, your portfolio, or not your portfolio, but you have your images and different things on your Instagram, for example. It is good to show online different people what you can do, the different work you've accomplished, and different things like that. However, we're talking about serious work, premium contract, premium content, or what have you, right? One thing is that social media doesn't give you any unique layout, right? It's just standard. Everybody has the same thing, okay? And one thing you need to understand is not everybody has social media. What if the client or the potential client that you're looking for, or your potential employer, right? Whoever's going to pay you for that gig, that contract, doesn't have Instagram? What if they don't have Facebook? What if they don't have whatever social media you have your images or your portfolio on? They're not going to go ahead and create an account just to satisfy you. That is already a lost contract. They're going to just move on to the next thing. As simple as that. They're not going to wait for you. And sadly, too many creators, too many professionals use social media as their portfolio, right? That is not a good thing. What's going on, Samurai? I appreciate you joining us in the live here. So your social media is there to share things. And another thing I'm going to tell you, for example, even if the person has that same social media, you got to understand that on social media, there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of things that are happening on social media. Hey, says Samara Andrews, thanks for joining us. There's a lot of things that are happening on social media, right? So if social media is the place that you want to use as your database, your professional work portfolio, well, different people have different aspirations, different beliefs. So, for example, somebody can look at your work and see other posts that you posted, right? And realize that maybe you like this specific political candidate, or I don't know, or you like, going to a specific restaurant, or you like doing something specific that doesn't fall in alignment with them. They're not going to appreciate you. They're going to move on. As simple as that. They're going to be like, oh, no. Or another problem is that whenever people are liking, commenting on your post, on your image, or whatever you have on your social media, anybody can see it. So if that potential employer sees all those things, it doesn't appreciate the congregation that you have, you're already losing money. And on top of that, it is just showing the clients that you're just lazy. You don't want to invest in yourself, right? Because you don't want to take the time to have a professional online portfolio to present to that client. And one thing that you're forgetting is that by not doing that, they're not going to take you seriously to a certain level. There's just certain amount of money you're not going to make. They're not going to be willing to pay you. If, for example, you have a gig and all you have is your social media to show, well, I'm sorry, you didn't spend any money in yourself to have any premium gallery, premium presentation, and premium experience. You're not taking me as the potential client, taking me on that premium journey. Then guess what? I'm not going to pay you that premium fee. It's just not going to happen, right? So the question is, what are you looking for? Because you can't just give me a social media and expect me to pay you top dollar. That's not going to happen. But because the folks that are receiving top dollar for their work, well, they have a premium set, database that they're presenting to their clients and taking them there and also creating a unique experience, right? One thing that we also want to think about is what is that unique experience, right? That you want to provide to that client or that potential employer, right? Social media is not a unique experience. It's nothing unique to you, to your brand, to your company. There's absolutely zero unique about it, right? The way your posts look is the same way thousands of other people's posts, images, videos look online on social media. There is absolutely nothing unique about you whenever you send them there. And at the same time, indirectly, you're creating competition for yourself. Think about the traffic and the amount of distraction that's available on social media. So what you're doing is telling, your client, here you go on social media, look at my portfolio of work that I have. But what you're forgetting is online, every social media have recommendation. So many times I'll be, for example, on a business Facebook page of, I don't know, it doesn't matter what you do, right? Of a coach. And Facebook will be recommending me other similar coaches, other people, public figure, other people that are doing similar things than the page that I'm on. So what you're doing is creating competition for yourself unnecessarily, unnecessary competition, right? That's what you're doing. Instead of having the potential client in one place that you branded, that you own, that you design to offer something unique without any potential competition. Well, that's what's happening there by you using social media. And also one thing, folks, it is very important to really, whenever you want to have an online premium database, spend the money to make that yours. Buy a domain name, connect that to your custom domain, change the logo, update the branding, make that yours. Create a special experience, right? If you want to use a Wix website or something like that, well, at least pay for it. Don't just send a link that still has the promotional logos or Squarespace promotional things on there and say, here you go, here's my work. It's not just about your work, folks. It's about the entire experience that you're offering your potential clients. And if the experience is a not so desirable one, they will go to the next best potential, vendor. And the person that will be losing is you. So now, the first thing that we want to understand in really increasing and getting more clients is, believe it or not, get legally registered. Oh boy. Get legally registered. We have about 27 people right now connected with us. I appreciate you guys being here. Folks, get legally registered. I'm saying this because you will not believe how many folks are in the work field that did not legally register their company. They didn't do it. I mean, folks, you have to do that. Hey, Monty, what's going on, family? Get your company legally registered. Let me tell you something. There are certain companies, there are certain corporations, certain people will never do business with you if you don't have your legal paperwork in place. They're just not going to do business with you, right? I know I'm not going to do business with anybody that doesn't have their legal things in check, right? Have a LLC, have your company legally registered somewhere, have an official invoicing database. Are you using Stripe? Are you using PayPal? It doesn't matter. For your company, do you have a business bank account? Folks, you need to do those things if you're truly about getting certain caliber of clientele. Now, we're not talking about, just having a contract that is going to pay you $50, $100. I mean, forget about that. We're not here to talk about that, because the equipment, if you're a photographer, for example, the equipment that you're using, if you're top of the line, you're a serious photographer, your lenses, cameras, and everything you have is not $100. It's not even $1,000. So it's way more than that, right? So if you're going to factor all those things in and make a living off of the things you have, then you totally understand that these are things that you need to do, right? So this is the first step, right? Make sure you do that. Now, the next thing is you need to build trust. You need to build trust, folks. Reputation matters in this industry, regardless of what you're doing. You can be a coach. You can be a YouTuber. You can be a graphic designer. You can be an accountant. I don't know. I don't care what you do, what field you're in. You can be a lawyer. You name it. Reputation matters, family. You need to build trust. People work with people. People are not going to want to work with you if you do not have a reputation. That's one. If you have zero reputation, they're not going to care that much to work with you. That's one. Second, if you have a negative reputation, even worse. So you need to build a reputation. That's going to help you get more clients. So I know somebody will be like, JP, how exactly do we build that reputation? Well, one of the best ways of building that reputation is having a mentor. You're going to be like, well, how exactly having a mentor going to help me get more clients? Here's the deal. Have you ever heard that in order to get certain contracts, in order to get into certain places, certain doors, you must have known somebody that knew somebody that recommended you? Same case here. By having a mentor, your mentor will be able to vouch for you in certain places. And just like the same way where we go and apply for jobs, it is vital that we have actual recommendation. And this takes us to the next point that I wanted to discuss today. Network with other professionals in your field. It is amazing how many do not actually take the time to network with other professionals in the field they're in. Well, if you don't network, if you don't have connections, people that are in the same field that you're in to work with you, or just to, know you, know your work ethic, know what your beliefs, your stance, well, you're going to have a hard time. Hey, Laura, thanks for joining us. I appreciate you. You need to be able to network in people that are doing the same thing you're doing. So that takes time, that takes work, that takes intentionality, right? Yes, but it's only by networking with other folks in your same field that you will be exposed to more potential clients, right? How many groups are you in on LinkedIn? Groups that are about the same field you're in. How many groups are you on Facebook? Or all those social media platforms that you're on? How many groups are you part of? And that you actually actively participate in? How many events that you have gone to that has to do with your industry? There's so many people that are in the specific industry that do not go outside of their way to actually go to networking events, to connect with other folks, to be part of different groups and stuff like that in order to grow their network. If you cannot do that, you cannot get more clients because there are certain groups, there are certain people who will only work with you because they've seen you in a specific group, they've networked with you, or somebody that they know talked about you because they discovered your work in a specific group. That is very, very important. Very true what you're saying, Samurai. You have to know who you collaborate with. So that's what I'm asking you today. Who exactly do you have in your network? Right? Like we said earlier, who is your mentor? Who are the folks that whenever a client is saying, okay, let me see who can recommend this person. It's great to have great online reviews and different things. But there are a certain caliber of customers that will only work with you because they received high praise recommendation from a real life person that they can even call. Imagine you telling a potential clientele that you have a list of recommendation, right, to provide to them in case they were skeptical or they wanted to ask about your work ethic and how you do business. So on top of your reviews, on top of everything you have online, imagine having that and offering that to your clientele and saying that we have recommendation upon demand. In case you wanted some recommendation, we can provide at least 3 to you. You can give them a call and ask about how we do business. That separates you from everybody else. Because how many people actually have recommendations to offer like that? But in order to have those recommendations, and we're not talking about your best friend or your cousin, we're talking about proven recommendation, meaning people in the professional sphere, other professionals, right? If, for example, you're a graphic designer and you know somebody like me, right? Another professional where the potential client can actually vouch and see, okay, this recommendation has a business. This is a separate business. See, that's where being scared of your competition doesn't work. Because if your clients wants to book you, having other professionals in the sphere for them to talk to shouldn't be a problem. I've had that happen to me so many times. And as a matter of fact, I've had 60 to 70% of my business is coming from word to mouth recommendation. People recommending me to other people that are working with me, and it keeps going. And me now going into private circles, teaching master classes in private circles, connecting with other people that I wouldn't be able to connect with to start with because I was not in that private circle to start with. But because of the word to mouth, because of the trust that I built, right? Because I was networking with them, I was able to get to certain places. So that is one way for you to actually grow your clientele. Right? I hope you guys are appreciating the things we're talking about tonight, right? I have about 30 of you guys listening. I appreciate you guys being here right now. The fourth thing, because today I'm giving you five solutions, right? 5 ways to grow your clientele. Number 5, be impressive. Create a proper demo reel. You have no idea how many times I've seen demo reels from other quote unquote creators that were not done properly. Take the time to show the experience, what it took you to get there, what it took you to put this together. Remember, you need to create an emotion in people's heart, people's mind. When they're watching your demo reel, you want to be able to convey the hard work it took you to be able to achieve whatever they're seeing, right? That is how you create a proper demo reel. That is how you really impact them. And you have to be impressive, right? You need to have a professional website. You need to have a company professional email, not a Gmail, but a professional company email. You have to pay for that. You need to have, right, a specific onboarding experience when people want to work with you, right? How can people book you for your services? Do you have a booking experience online? When people are trying to work with you, do you have automated responses, automated things for them to connect with you? What is the experience you're offering potential clients whenever they want to get more information about your services? Whenever they send you an email from your website, from whatever contact information you have, are they receiving auto response back, telling them that yes, they you've received their email and somebody from your company will be in touch with them within 24 to 48 hours? What is the premium experience you're offering to people? What is that journey you're taking them to? Which leads us to the next thing. Take people on a journey. You have to take people on a specific journey, family. You have to. Because that is what's going to sell. See, you don't realize that your subconscious wants to work with somebody because of how they made you feel. So the journey that you're taking them on is crucial. And today we have too much available when we're talking about technology to not take advantage of that. There's too much available right now that we're not taking advantage of. Right? That is crucial to use the technology we have. What type of phone number do you have? Or do you even have a phone number? You need to understand that today, with everything that's happening online, there's too many scams happening, right? Available. A reputable company has a clear way to be contacted, not in personal experience, right? A personal experience you're offering them. Whenever they're coming to try to find you, try to work with you, or you were recommended. How is your follow-up? How are you following up with your recommendation? Are you the type of guy that whenever they try to book you, you'll be late? Or whenever the job is complete, it takes you forever to deliver? Or it takes you forever to respond to emails? All that is important in order to grow your clientele. You know, you can get one client or two clients here and there, but we're talking about really growing your clientele for you to really leave from your company, be 100% self-employed and not work for anybody, really have a sustainable income. You really got to think about this type of things, right? Appreciate you, First Lady Cree. She said, very true. We have to be good steward of what we have in this day and time. Absolutely, absolutely true. We have to be great steward. You know, if you cannot take the time and add value to what you have right now and offer a premium experience to who you're calling quote unquote potential clients, there is no way you're going to be able to grow your clientele to sustainable income. Yeah, you can get one or two, but we're talking sustainable income. That is crucial. I see Walter Strong asking a question here. He said, why do you believe content creators fall into the pitfall of social media, consuming way too much content instead of learning to create content from their website to share with clients? Very, very good question, Walter. Well, in my humble experience, right, there are two types of people in the world. Either you're a person who watches TV or you're a person who creates what others are going to watch. Meaning, either you're a follower or you're a doer, right? Today, almost everyone wants to create content. When I say almost everyone, I'm talking any industry. But most people do not realize everything that it takes in order to really grow your brand, build a premium brand, grow your company with content creation. It takes a lot of work. It takes dedication. It takes commitment. It takes showing up for yourself. It takes really, really taking the time to put in the work. Well, most people that start this do not continue. Did you know that more than 50% of podcasts that are created do not pass? People do not post more than 7 episodes before the stop posting? Shocking, right? That most podcasts, audio podcasts that are started, more than 50% give up after episode number 7. Why? Because they didn't see a specific traction, so they decide to give up. There's nothing easy in life. Nothing is easy in life. Regardless of what you're trying to do, unless you actually understand the type of work, the amount of work that it will require, you will not be successful. So that's why it's important to be true to yourself, true to your journey, true to what you're trying to achieve, and take it one step at a time by setting up realistic expectations for yourself and for what you're trying to do. We all have different lives, different realities, different things happening. So what I'm going to be doing a live broadcast every single week might not be sustainable for you. Maybe for you is every other week. Whatever you're doing, you have to be realistic with your own expectations and not try to follow somebody else's expectations. There was a time in my life where I was posting a new video every single day. I did that for over 6 months straight. I was able to do that that time. And at the same time, I had a purpose in mind by doing that. What are you doing? What are you doing? That's what I'm asking you today. All right. How are we using technology and the focus, the information that we have, leveraging that to make us win in the things that we're doing? Yes, you can have your 9 to 5. I had my 9 to 5 before going full time, right? But if you don't take this type of thing seriously and implement some of the things that we talk about today, well, it will be hard for you to really build that premium clientele, right? So that will be wrapping it up for what we have to talk about today. I hope you guys appreciated everything we talked about today. If you appreciated this, go ahead and share this with a friend or family member that you believe this will help. And like I said earlier, you can also go ahead and smack the subscribe button, activate the bell icon if this is something that you appreciate, that you want to be watching more of. Well, that's why we're here. We do this every single week, family. Every week, that's what we do. And want to encourage you to connect with us next week for another episode right here on the Content Creators University. This will wrap it up for us. And thanks, folks, for joining the comment section. I'll see you next week. You be safe, like I always say. Shalom. Bye-bye, family.